You're not being a fed tonight.
I can't believe you. You know why you do this to me. That's what it is. I'm just making sure that
we've been getting along. Don't stop, Maya.
That's how it sounds, yo. That's how it sounds, sucker. Huh?
It's all love out here in these streets, man. How y'all feeling?
Cold.
Cold. Yeah, I heard it's cold up there. Is it snowing up there?
It was, yes. I'm over it.
Yeah, my mother is up in Louisville, and she was like, her birthday was yesterday.
Happy birthday, Mom!
Happy birthday!
She's looking cool. She's looking cool on her. She'd kill me if I said her age. But snowing out there, she was like, I got the best birthday gift. It's snowing outside. I'm great. She loves snow, so absolute love you. Blessed to see another year. But yeah, so cold up there, snowed up there, and we can't even. I hate going to Will. He talks about his Florida weather because I just think it's unnecessary.
Right, like just
whatever. Go ahead, sir. How are you doing down there? Our local Floridian.
It's sundress season.
Come on, bro. I can't even. Are you serious right now? That's what we gonna get. We talking about. She talking about snow.
I mean, what you want to do?
Sundress. Is that what we're doing?
It's sundress season, yo. It was 81 today with a breeze.
Just,
you know what I'm saying?
Just rub it all in.
I sat outside in the chair. I took like a 10-minute nap. The birds woke me up. You know what I mean?
Which birds?
These are the stuff he comes up with. I think it's impressive. I won't lie to you. It's very.
So impressive. We doing that? See, that's what we doing. I just want to double check. You know what I'm saying? Because you should be on trial right now for the lies that you told us yesterday.
That's a big fact.
You know what I mean?
I didn't tell lies.
Your skin is glistening. You look beautiful today. Is there any reason why for all this beautiful happiness?
Oh, there's a reason.
Oh, okay. Anyway, like I was saying.
Hi, by the way.
Who you waiting for me? Who you blowing kisses to? Who else is here? See?
Is that what we doing?
Huh? Anyway, like I said, the birds woke me up. You know what I'm saying? Got me a nice little bike ride. I took a lemon from my lemon tree because we got lemon trees out here. You know what I'm saying? Made me some lemon and cucumber water. I'm out here
getting right.
Life. Although I did almost have fisticuffs right before we started. You know what I mean? So other than that, I'm good. I'm chilling.
Chilling.
You know I don't know nothing about that weather that y'all going through up there. But I'm gonna pray for y'all.
No, we definitely appreciate that. That'd be great.
I mean, I was being rhetorical, being a jerk when I said that because of what she said earlier. But if you want to believe that, that's what I'm going to do. So be it.
That's so messed up. Look, man, if y'all tapped in, definitely tap in with us for sure, man. It's the 494 brand here on MTMV Sports, man. Ulysses tapped in. What's going on, baby? Skin always look that way.
Thanks, best friend. You know, because I'm red.
Again, I don't believe Ulysses.
Ozell, what's going on, brother?
Hi,
Ozell. I don't believe Ulysses because Ulysses said that Russell Westbrook is one of the greatest point guards of all time. So we don't believe nothing that Ulysses says on the show.
Listen, Ulysses is my best friend, and red. This is
it's all love.
Red bone. So that's why my skin always looks beautiful.
So can he? Yeah. So can Ulysses tell us why you smile so hard? Okay. Yo, stop coming. We was in a good space. Hey, you just said we was in a good space right before the show started.
Make sure y'all tapping in, man. Shout out to the family Ozell. That's definitely fam. If you haven't seen them across MTMV Sports, the website, social media, everything in between. Just a great dude, entrepreneur. Got his own shoe and shoes. That's plural. So make sure to check out the brand Ozell brand. You can find that on social media. Look it up, Google it. Dude is a special dude, man. Just doing big things right now.
Check out Sports Talk with C. C had a great interview with him recently. So
yes, I did. Make sure you go check it out, guys.
The same C that slandered me. I'm out here. I just be out here just pushing.
I do not slander you. You said the birds was waking you up, and all I asked was which birds. There's plenty of birds out there. There's pigeons.
What? I don't know nothing but flamingos, sweetheart.
What is happening right now? I don't understand.
Speaking of birds, and birds are chirping, look at all this WNBA news.
A lot of WNBA news. Look, if y'all really want to get to it, we're going to tap in. Full 94 podcast here on MTV Sports. We about to get to it. Stick around. Don't go nowhere. Back full effect, 494 here on MTV Sports, man. See, a lot of WNBA news going on right now.
Definitely,
absolutely, and I love you even repping the shirt right now. So I'm definitely loving it. I'm definitely loving the logo. The biggest, obviously, we got to get right into it with Jonquel Jones getting traded to the New York Liberty. Like, this whole thing to me has been absolutely crazy as we see this, and what it does for the landscape of the WNBA. That someone like Jonquel, former, I wouldn't even say former. This was just a year ago that she won MVP of the league. Like, this isn't just somebody that they're trading. Oh, we made a trade. Free agency's open. Breonna Stewart is still out there, but Jonquel Jones is in a New York Liberty jersey, and we're gonna take a look at the beginning of her press conference. But tell me, when you first saw that news, like, where was your head at? Like, when you saw that she got traded to New York Liberty?
Wow, she left Connecticut, son. If you want me to be honest. I was like, no, JJ.
I know you was feeling some type of way. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I was.
She was hurt.
I was hurt. I felt that right in my chest. I was like, no, JJ. But then I also was like, as a fan, I was like, wow, Liberty's gonna be tough to beat.
Yeah,
it's definitely scary hours.
Yes,
that's the thing. Definitely. It's scary hours because her and Sabrina, and then hearing that like Brianna's considering it, like, you know what I'm saying?
That's a big fan.
But you like
10 minutes late, and you just still said what you said about Russell Westbrook. So again, we discount what you say here. So I appreciate you coming though.
But Johannes as well, and I mean, I don't know if they're gonna, we don't know if they're gonna continue with the same squad they have. But I love Benai Jelani. If they have Stephanie Dawson stay, she's the best screener in the WNBA, in my opinion. So
I ain't mad at it.
It's spooky. And if Breonna Stewart goes to New York Liberty, oh man, forget it.
I don't know. What do you do with that?
Nothing.
I mean, it's just
at all.
Pray for rain.
All right, so they went. So to take a look at this, they went 16-20 last year, top 7 team in the league. Right, we saw them fighting that first round. It was. I liked it. Right, like we thought they had a chance. And then they then they had to get put in their place, but it is what it is, right? Like, you understood who you got, but now you have a former MVP, right? Like, what is that change in terms of 16-20? I think the Aces were on 26. We were 26-10 last year. I think Connecticut was 25-11, and I think Connecticut and Las Vegas had the same record. But you're talking about improving with a former MVP. You probably say what? Give them 6 to 8 games more.
Finish.
That puts them at 24 wins. That's 2 wins away from the number 1 seed last year. Are we expecting the New York Liberty to be a top 5 team because they added JJ?
Yes.
Why wouldn't you?
Without the shadow of a doubt.
Why wouldn't you? It's
Connecticut. How bad does Connecticut drop? That's the question.
They drop a lot.
To me, they become a fringe all-star team, because when you look at what Jonquel bought them, like, that's a lot to give up. She stretches the floor for everybody on the floor. Like, that's a lot to give up.
And as we said earlier before the show, the 3-level scorer that she is.
Yeah.
Scary. And this is what that 26-10 were the Aces, 26-10 for Chicago, 25-11 for Connecticut, 22 from Washington. I think the Liberty, are they not better than Washington at this construct on paper? Are they better than the Mystics right now?
On paper?
On paper for sure.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, shoot. I mean, Seattle.
I
mean, why? Because but the Mystics, why? Because they have Deladon.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, they won 25, 22 games last year.
I would feel like the Mystics are a slightly more complete team, but that doesn't always equal out to what you want it to be. Like that Liberty team did what they did with Sabrina last year, and then you're adding Jonquel, and then you potentially adding Brianna. Even if you don't add Brianna,
right? Even if you don't add Brianna, you still have Johannes, and she's a spicy, streaky shooter. And they have I don't want to say her name wrong, the Chinese girl. She could shoot. She's tough down low. So even if they don't add Brianna, they're still a dangerous squad.
I definitely would have to agree. I think Chicago, maybe. Ooh, hold on a second. Ulysses pops out with a nice comment. I want to recheck this out. What y'all think of this? Maybe Stu returns back to Connecticut, free agent. I mean, you trade away your MVP and get somebody like Brown to come back to Connecticut, so you don't lose a lot, right? Like that keeps them in contention, right? They went 25-11 last year. So what is that? I mean, like,
but don't they still have a lot of uncertainty in their front office?
Connecticut?
Yeah,
there is uncertainty there for sure. Now the question
is all new coaching staff now.
Yeah.
They still have the engine that's over there. She's the glue. I would say.
Definitely. Let's take a look. We'll talk. We'll definitely talk more about where they are and what they're doing in terms of WNBA. Let's watch just a bit of this press conference from Jonquel. She got introduced here in New York here recently, which is absolutely awesome. So I'm just like, get to it. You know what I mean? Let's check it out.
No problem. Everybody knows that New York is a basketball city. People love the game. Even with me just being here, I went to the grocery store. People are talking about it already, about winning the championship. I go to get something to eat. People are talking to me about it. So, they're really excited about it. And it would mean everything to me to be able to bring a championship here to New York. But also, I think it would mean a lot to the WNBA and for the league and its growth. And so, I'm excited about it. And I know that, we can get there and, we working hard every day. It's definitely something that we can achieve. So I'm really excited about the opportunity to be able to do that.
Have you had any good meals here yet or experienced this yet? Or
I've just been trying to get settled, but they have some fish in the back for me. They have some guava duff. So I was very impressed to see that already. So I already know it's going to be good food. So I definitely got to stay in the gym when I'm up here.
Thank you.
Is coach around? So calm, right? It's not, you don't pronounce the cards, but it's like a snail in the season. So I know.
Wow.
I absolutely love that they even catering to where she's from as the food that they got there, and that love that she's getting in New York. People in New York are already talking to her about winning a championship
Katie,
this year. Like
video the day she
really
got traded to New York said, "Welcome to New York City."
That's New York though. Like New York is like that. So I feel
well, I mean, he says that.
I can't stand you, boy.
Yo.
Miles looked like a drug dealer circa 1989. Hey, man, that was a good year. That was a good year, my boy.
Even like
What's up, big bro?
Even just to have an NBA player introduce.
For sure.
Yeah.
Not introduce, but welcome them into their city. And she wants not only to help herself and expand the WNBA, it just speaks volumes of not only her game, but the type of person she's going to do.
Yeah, and the voice seems to agree, man. That's a huge pickup for the Liberty. She and Sabrina are going to show out. I definitely agree with it. And Sabrina coming off her best season as a pro. I think adding JJ is going to be great. And for those out there who just don't know, maybe you just know the name, you've seen the commercials, like you just like she's just a tall lady. Let me tell you exactly what she did. In 2021, she won a WNBA MVP. 3-level scorer, 2017 most improved player, 2018 Sixth Woman of the Year, 4 all WNBA selections, and to go with the 4, she had 3 all defensive nods. Last season, she was at 15 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, and 1 steal per game. Had 2 different finals appearances with the Connecticut. They weren't able to close the deal, but you're talking about going to a team that was 7th in the league, 16-20. And then adding a piece like that to me is absolutely crazy. My expectation is high. I mean, can we agree on that? Like The expectation.
We'll get to see more of what Sabrina can do now that now JJ is over there.
I like it. You got targets.
I feel like it's gonna be more dominoes coming though, because that just sounds like the beginning of something. Like,
yeah, you ain't lying.
I don't see that being it, but it'll definitely be good. And shout out to like who gets forgotten in this is oh my god, I forgot Kayla Thornton, because Kayla Thornton ain't no slouch either. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a great pickup for the Liberty in general, especially with what they're trying to build there. I think Sabrina's only 25 and Jonquel's what 28, 29. So you got at least a 4 or 5 year window with that squad. Like,
for sure,
that's big.
They're gonna be solid. And
Parker had a meeting with the Aces,
bro. If Kent, I'm not even talking about that.
If Candace go with the Aces, it's over.
It's over.
It's over. There's no point in talking about anything else.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be crazy to me in how that happens if Candace decides to go there. But then you got to look at if Brianna decides to go to New York. That's I would love to see that in the playoffs. I'd love to see those three go up against each other and see what we can do with it. But I'm with the Aces, so I know I'm gonna roll with them. But I like Asia. Would love Candace, love Chelsea, like, you know, and speaking to the Las Vegas Aces, there's also a trade market that happened here recently. We're talking about De'Arica Hamby being traded to the Los Angeles Sparks. Now, when we saw this trade, right, we saw this trade,
confused.
Yeah, for those like we have our own group outside of this, right, that we chat and talk about WNBA, NBA news. Like, we were so confused when we saw this. We looked at the stats. Like, she was traded for Amanda Zahui. Well, I hope I'm saying that right.
Zahui.
Okay, and then basically the same player. Like, when we're looking at the stats itself, we're like, okay, so you got a first round pick and a second round pick that was tied to it, which they basically traded, and De'Arica got traded for Amanda. When we're looking at it, it's like, okay, it doesn't make sense. And then we see the story come out about De'Arica basically saying this whole organization, or people at the top of management of the Las Vegas Aces, were lied to. She was bullied. She was discriminated against. We all know that currently she is pregnant with her second child. And she basically is saying that is part of the reason that is the reason I am currently being traded. And I don't believe it to be fair. And I'm discriminated against and discriminated against. So, I mean, how do you take that? Will, I'm gonna start with you. How do you take all of that? Because when we saw the trade, we were like, what in the world? You know what I mean? And then come out with the story behind it. How do you feel after learning what she's accusing the Aces of currently?
It doesn't feel good. Especially when you consider the fact that, like, she was a core piece of that team. If I'm not mistaken, she took like a friendly deal just to come back to help them out and was like planning on signing another extension. So for that to happen is weird. And no disrespect is out, because I know, you know, she's a great player. She didn't play last year. Like, you trading a core piece for somebody who didn't even play last year? Like, that
stinks. It stinks. And with that story coming out, like, it stinks more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not even sure how to feel about it.
The math ain't mathing
at all.
I'm eager to hear what the players have to say about it, especially considering when you consider how close the Aces were. Like, you got all the behind the scenes with them last year, especially. I'm eager to see what they feel about it and what their response is to it, because if there's a bigger problem in the front office, them players are definitely gonna, because they got some of the most vocal players out there. I think Kelsey Plum.
She was the only one who said something that I've seen.
Okay.
Not said something about the situation, but has said something about that it stings about her being traded. And
Kelsey, like a players association president or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey, yeah, she's hot. She's definitely high up there.
That's gonna be interesting with them investigating that. I want to see how that's gonna play out.
It needs to be really investigated, because that's BS. Like, she's a woman.
For sure. I think all of it's just bad altogether. It just smells bad all around. And until we get actual facts and things that we know and can put our hands on, put our eyes to, actual evidence. But from right now, outside looking in, it stinks.
What message does that send to little girls or just in general. Like, that's wild. Like, you out here promoting for women's, women's rights, and for them to be able to decide what they want to do with their body, and you traded her because she did something that a woman naturally does. And then from what she said, they basically accused her of getting pregnant on purpose. Like,
like, you don't like,
I mean,
that's another what conversation. Are you doing? Like, what's wrong with you? But like,
I'm sorry.
It's just like, well, why would you want to do that? Because watching the finals, being there, seeing it, covering it, it's like she was an X factor in one of your games, and if she wasn't playing defense the way she did, you might have not won last year.
Okay, so let's take all of that, right? Let's take all of that, see how we feel. We spoke to how we're feeling. Now, if we put the shoe on the other foot, right? Mm-hmm. Put on a business owner hat. You own your business. You're one of the owners of the Las Vegas Aces. I know there's no clause out there that says don't get pregnant, right?
Yeah, but
look.
But as the owner, I'm still not doing that. Number one, because I built a solid foundation here with the people that I have. I know when De'Erica comes back, she's going to play a major piece. She's going to be a big piece. I've seen what she does when she comes back from pregnancy. Like, that's not a move that I'm going to do. For me, it's of course about the integrity of the game. Yeah. Like, even if you felt like that, I'm not. You traded her for
a player
somebody who hasn't played in a year.
Right. You didn't do a move, but it's like there's so many people who had babies. Nafisa had a baby. She came back in the same year.
Exactly.
Collier. Cheyenne Parker had a baby, came back, dominated at Atlanta Dream. I don't understand what the problem is. You get an injury, you don't get traded.
Do you give them any type of? I wouldn't say leeway. I would say they just went through it with her first child, so they're privy to the situation and privy to the process of what that looks like. And maybe they said, I don't want to go there again. Say it again. Yep.
But I get it, but it's not like she came back. All right, she had the baby, came back, didn't put in her work, didn't do what she needed. But she did what she had to do.
Yeah, she did her thing. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't like it. I don't like it, but also we just
think that's funny and fake. If that's what you wanted to do, you should have kept it $1.
And even if you look,
there's no backlash. So she knew. I think the part about it is being played and being played in your face. That's ultimately, if someone kept 100 with you, you can't be mad because you already knew. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But when you're being told one thing and then behind your back something else comes out, it's like you didn't respect me enough to just keep it $1. I think that's the biggest problem. For me, that would be the biggest problem.
Even if you look at it from a business standpoint, it's still not good business. Number one, her being pregnant and the Aces encouraging that is great PR, not only for the team, for the league. So this honestly feels like somebody had a beef with her in that front office. Yeah. And eventually we're going to hear about it. And she pointed out, and she made a point to say it was a woman. Yeah. She made a point to say it was a woman or women.
Just say that.
It's that's going to be a big factor.
That's sad.
Absolute crazy, bro. Absolute crazy. But other news, obviously, as we close out the segment here for free agency news here at WNBA. Dream, the Atlanta Dream acquired Alicia Gray.
Man,
Olympic gold medalist Alicia Gray, and she's coming to the Atlanta Dream. They gave up their 23 third pick this year, number 3 pick in this year's draft, and a 2025 first round pick went back to Dallas for that trade. Now you're pairing her with Howard. Like I mean, that's that.
That is so tough. Because Alicia Gray gets busy on the court. Oh,
that court's crazy.
And
what I didn't know is she's from Sanderville, right? So now for those who don't know, like I grew up here in Atlanta. I used to drive a lot, did Uber, all that other stuff, and I drove like delivery to. So Sanderville it's in the middle of nowhere. Like I looked it up today, just for population wise, it's less than 6,000 people that live in Sanderville. Like the city of Sanderville is between Augusta and Macon, and like 2 hours from Savannah. So like for people who've been in Atlanta and been in Georgia, like that doesn't even make no sense whatsoever. But so she's coming home, right? I'm sure she knows Atlanta well. Like we're gonna close it out. So let's make it quick. But Alicia and Howard together, What is the expectation there for them? They were at the bottom of the conference last year, so they're going to need some help and get some camaraderie and some chemistry. What does that look like?
They were at the bottom of the conference, but you have to compare their season last year of what they did compared to what their seasons has been.
Facts. I'll give you that. Expectations
and didn't you win Coach of the Year?
Was it last year? I'd have to double check. I don't even remember.
I believe so.
Yeah. So the expectation is high.
Yeah, it has to be.
It has to be.
Got it.
You're building a nice foundation down. You're building a nice foundation in Atlanta. The city gonna love it because they come out to them dream games hype. You know what I'm saying? She's homegrown. Like when they announced her, they put it outside the stadium, like showing it. Like Atlanta's very welcoming for her to come back home. She gets the ball. She ain't got to worry about anything. From reading up, I think like she was having issues with the squad before, it was probably front office stuff, which it usually is. So it'll be good to see what happens, and I think she'll be a good mentor also.
Yeah,
she can close out a game, so it's a good move for Atlanta.
I'm trying to be in attendance. You
need to be first.
We're gonna be there. So I'm excited to see that team be good.
Don't wear that hat though.
It says Miami on it. I'll just get a hat to say Dream on it.
No.
Nah, we don't want you to wear the bucket hat anymore. We want you to.
It's always your family, man. Look, for those out there who have close family, look, they're rude and they can be mean and they can be a lot of things, but only. Glad you're family. Glad I can call you family. Now, speaking of Coach of the Year, we're gonna move over to the NBA because we've seen a lot of things happening with teams we didn't expect, teams we did expect, some teams who are struggling, stars who are being stars, and some stars who are regressing, which we weren't sure. But we're gonna talk to Coach of the Year as we talk about teams like the Celtics, like the Pelicans. Bucks obviously are always in it. The Kings, Mike Brown and the Kings over there. I want to say this, Will. You were very passionate, is a nice word I would like to use, about Coach of the Year and what you think it could possibly be. I'm gonna ask you, man. Out of those teams, a lot of teams.
Before we begin, what goes into Coach of the Year for you guys? Like, what do you need to see from the coach to even be considered Coach of the Year? Like, what is your criteria?
For me, when I think of Coach of the Year, I think of a coach who comes in who's getting not only the most from his players, but he's getting more. Like you can see him coming in has made a major effect, has left a major effect on the team. Like he changes the culture. Also, if it's a coach who I believe is coming in and changing the culture of the team, that means he's not only doing that, but he's winning. So like he's creating like a winning attitude for that fan base.
Okay.
So that when I look at that, I look at that. I mean, you can look at individual stuff, of course. And it's easy to look at somebody and be like, oh man, like we saw from the Nets last year. You can't say that anybody can coach superstars because that's not possible. So that when I look at that, that's my main criteria.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking for improvement. That's my biggest thing. Like if a coach comes in, like, okay, I'll give you a perfect example. For me, I think Joe Mazzulla is an amazing coach, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I would take a little bit away for putting him as Coach of the Year because the culture was set already. I mean, you're coming off a finals run, right? And you're thinking, okay, cool. Well, they got this coach went through this whole thing. How the players going to respond? How is Joe Mazzulla going to come in and change that? They are the same thing they were last year. And are they better? I would say so. Teams are calling them some people are calling them the best team in the league right now. But I would also say the culture was already pretty intact when Joe Mazzulla got it. So it was really, how do I still steer the ship so it doesn't veer to the right? How do I keep it straight? In terms of like compared to somebody like a Mike Brown who for Sacramento got a couple players in the trade market and now they're doing very well, top 3 in the Western Conference. Mm-hmm. Like I would pick Mike Brown over Joe because of the circumstances. Okay. So I'm looking for big improvement for me there when I look at Coach of the Year for sure.
True.
So I'm thinking. So Will, who you got right now? Who's number one and runner up? You thinking who could really give a T2 being coach of the year?
I mean, it's probably Missoula right now. For me, he wouldn't be it. For me, it would be Mike Brown. Mike Brown has the Kings third in the Western Conference. Sabonis is averaging, his stat line is crazy right now. 18, 12, and 7 a game. De'Aaron Fox is looking like a superstar. Keegan Murray is playing great. He's a Rookie of the Year nominee. Rookie of the Year candidate. And then they have the number one offense in the month of January. Like the Kings are building a major culture down there. I personally feel like right now he's got them number 3. I don't really see them dropping too much because of the way the Western Conference is set up right now. Yeah. But if he gets them to the playoffs, that'll be the first time they've been in the playoffs since 2005.
Oh yeah, it's been ridiculous.
You have
got to be closer to you for that.
He has to, right. There's no other person that's fit for that.
Yeah, you get him into the playoffs. I think that's you should. You shouldn't talk about nobody else, because people are talking about the Jazz. Like Will Hardy to me. I think at some point they're gonna kind of regress a little bit, right? Like obviously that start to the season, we were like, what in the world was happening right now? Like they were beating good teams and had good records, of course. But I want to say put Willie Green in there. But he got a major piece back. Huh?
Yes, because they're 26 and 21 right now.
You say how? You like how?
But
yeah.
Is it because? But he didn't hear he wouldn't that stem from like last year? Why? Because Zion's back.
I think it started last year, of course. But he also got a major piece back in Zion. Like so,
I know that's what I'm saying. Why? Because Zion's back.
Yeah.
But if you look at it though, Willie Green has done probably a lot more with a lot less. Because 9 times out of 10, he ain't had all them stars together. Like somebody's always hurt, whether it was Brandon Ingram or CJ McCullough. Somebody was always out, and now with Zion, and he still has them in a comfortable place to make the playoffs. Like, but I see what you're saying. It makes sense.
I'm gonna go Mike Brown, Joe Mazzulla, Willie Green.
Okay. Mike Brown, Joe Mazzulla. Okay, I like.
They have him right now on ESPN at 5. Coach Vaughn.
Mm-hmm. You have to give Coach Vaughn credit because
you do, but then it goes back to what we said. Was it 3 shows ago about when KD went down?
Oh yeah, and they've been free falling since. So
then it's like, what are you doing?
Still gotta have your pieces.
Yo, I feel like folks owe me an apology over that Ben Simmons stuff because
folks,
he's not doing anything.
I'm looking at one person in particular, and he got on a bucket hat. And Big Dog.
I was watching the game last night, and I felt kind of attacked by what's his name? Oh, what is his name? Oh, I'm sorry. What's his name? I forgot.
Was the commentator?
Yes. And he's like, for all the people that's always talking about Ben not doing nothing on the offensive end, you need to talk about his defensive end. I don't care. If he don't not take it to the rack, I swear I'm gonna punch the TV one day.
I mean, we can
like all the Dallas Cowboys fans last night. That's absolutely crazy.
But if we can keep it a buck, his defensive rating has went down since he left Philly. So I'll just leave that where that is because he played with a defensive anchor. But I'm not even gonna go there right now. So I'm just gonna say somebody in a bucket hat that owe me an apology. And if I don't get that apology, it's gonna be smoke season this week. So I'm just putting it out there.
In the order 1, 2, 3, Miles. Coach of the year.
Oh, I would go Mike Brown. Probably Mike, Willie, Joe.
He gonna say Darvin Ham. Watch.
Nah.
ESPN has him up there. I said no way. You got to be kidding me.
Struggling.
I exited out. I wasn't reading that no more.
They got Richie Chimichurri, so championship.
Chill out, bro. Like, let's just get to the second half of the season. Get through All-Star break. You're a jerk. You hear me? You're a jerk. All right, that's you.
You're not going to Shannon Sharp me, so I don't care. I'm prepared for it, and I got on all blue right now like Shannon. So
I love it. I love it, and that's a great segue, my boy. Great segue into the situation because we saw a whole lot happen over the weekend, and an apology that was aired on TV today during his show. So let's just take a quick look at it. So for those who don't know, we can take a look and walk through this to see actually what really happened. Because this whole thing is crazy, but we're gonna take a look at it. Let's check it out.
There was a little bit of an incident here courtside at the Crypto.com arena. Dylan Brooks was having with Shannon Sharp, Hall of Famer and broadcast.
You don't want this smoke. You don't want this smoke.
Come right here. Now, Steven,
Steven Adams was
with
Come on, Aquaman.
Steven, hey, your boy Shannon ain't moved though. I ain't gonna lie.
Shannon Sharp still got talking, and T. Morant, John Morant's dad comes over.
I bet you won't.
Had an opportunity to talk to T. Morant. He said,
they didn't want the
my
smoke.
blood pressure didn't go up a bit.
They didn't want this.
Nothing but love and respect for Shannon Sharp. It's a bunch of guys talking a bunch of trash.
Yep.
Shannon had a whole June
for it to get like
together.
that here at an NBA game. Apologize for a little technical difficulties. So,
thanks for watching. Absolute crazy out here in this thing, man. So, I mean, when you look at stuff like that, what's your first reaction when you saw it? Because I was watching the game and I was like, what's happening right now? Why? And you didn't get to see it initially, so you had to watch it back. But what's your first? Let's see. I'll start with you. What's your first reaction when you see that? You're like, what is going on right now?
My guy, Uncle Shop. That's you. Why you had to ask
Uncle Shay Shay?
Yeah, Uncle Shop. Hey.
Yeah.
My thing is don't keep talking all that nonsense if you don't want it back. You can't dish it out if you don't want it back.
And the Grizzlies dish it a lot.
A lot. And my thing is
a lot of bark. A lot of bark.
Has no bite. Don't be barking all the time.
Has been some bite. They just ain't finished their meal. You know what I mean?
Bite.
They ain't finished their meal.
A great Memphis legend once said, "Bullies get bullied."
He's going to bring his butt here.
Here's the thing.
Let's be real.
If you keep talking junk to people, I don't know about that because Steven Adams, he don't get mad about a lot of stuff. So if he wants smoke, he want it. Grizzlies, every time they talk, they get embarrassed somehow. They did it to Shannon and LeBron. We saw what LeBron did. The clip I shared and that was out there. LeBron don't usually talk like that. He wanted it. You look at what happened with Clay. Clay hit a three. Buddy was sliding across the floor. Clay slid with him.
He was sliding. Defensive slides, bro. He was sliding with him.
At some point, you got to be quiet, big dog, and just do the fighting. Just
eat your food, man.
Where's C-Mike at? Because C-Mike need to talk to them because this has got to stop, bro. And then
shout out to Big Bro, man. I don't know what's going on, man. And we got the response from Brian. And that's
my guy.
That's my man's 365, 366 on the leap year, 24/7. I'm gonna stand with him. So and we saw. He was talking. He had Brian talking to Desmond Bain in the middle of the game. You made some shots. Now you talking all this. I ain't never really seen Brian like that.
Honestly. Brian wanted all the smoke. My guy wanted all the smoke that day.
Yeah, and then went down and said, "Come here, real quick."
Brian, because the Lakers out here losing. He got an attitude. He not happy. And then they just dropped House Party, and House Party ain't really hit like it was supposed to. So Brian mad, bro.
They should have left that movie alone. How you messing with classics?
That's your man, though. They shot it at his crib.
I don't care. When acting, that is not my man, okay? Because at the end of the day, I hate when people try to do classics over because House Party isn't kid and play. What? Why would you? You know what?
Well, it doesn't look good for the Grizzlies. And then they were replaying the clip of Ja saying them asking Ja who he was scared of in the Western Conference. And he was like, nobody. And then I think they're 15-11 against the Western Conference. Like
he said he got the West locked down or something like that. He said in the interview.
Yeah, I remember. It was like, bro, relax.
What?
I love the bark, but like, yo, just play and just show your game and do what you gotta do, bro. Because that's not a good look. And Shannon shouldn't apologize.
Nope, I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
Spike Lee has been doing it for 20 to 25 years, bro.
Yeah, and he apologized to everybody.
To everyone. Skip don't apologize to no one.
LeBron, Lakers organization, Grizzlies organization, Dylan Brooks. He didn't say T Moran. I don't know.
Because they talked about it already.
That makes sense. Yeah, they did talk at the game. So,
I want to know who Dylan Brooks's braider is though, because I need her to do my hair too. Because his hair is impeccable. It's just
I'll give you that.
And then he said after the game, like they was asking him how to defend LeBron, and I feel like they was trying to troll him.
Oh, he fell off of that to say what he said. Okay, let's just. To me, it was just dumb and silly. Like for him to be like, he's never been anyone in this league. Like, who are you talking about? Were you talking about like Dennis Schroeder or somebody? Like, did you mistake him for another gold jersey? Like, that didn't make sense. Let me pull the clip, but the actual.
I'm gonna say this right now. It's only 2 people in this league who's ever been in this league, really 3 people maybe, that can say something about defending LeBron, and that's Tayshaun Prince and Kawhi Leonard. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody else. Everything else was a team effort, and I'm saying that with him sitting at number 5 on my all-time list, and I ain't taking that back either.
Now to the sorry thing, I mean, I get it because
oh man,
you got a job.
Yes,
you got a job.
I mean, but this don't even make no sense. The Dylan even say something like that. It don't make no sense whatsoever. And let's see what you listen got to say. Check this man. I said Memphis is good, but they talk too much for Tina.
Look, me and you is agreeing, bro. That's a problem.
Look at that.
Oh, bro and bestie, love it.
You don't agree on nothing. Like I mean, there's certain things you apologize. Like I put out a tweet today about Erykah Badu. I'm not apologizing to MTMV. I was telling the truth.
No, I'm saying like, say we're at an event, right? Like when I was at UConn versus NC State, and that guy was saying I'm like trashy because I'm black, and he's classy because he was white. I had a sports talk with C mask on. I had my jacket on, and I could have took it left, sure could have, but I had to think about everyone would remember that everything I had on said sports talk with C.
Wait a minute.
So it's like,
when did that happen? How come I didn't know?
It was at the Sweet 16. I was livid.
You didn't take a picture?
It took everything in my bone. I was too mad. It took everything in my bones to shut up.
In Philly, they do something called throwing a surprise party. We could have thrown a surprise.
It took everything in my bones to be quiet. So that's it. I just had to just sit there and soak in my insides.
Just sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to line this episode.
Oh man, yeah. God bless it. Thank you. I appreciate it. So as we keep it moving, coming to the last segment of the show. Also, stuff that we've been talking about, man. Adding things to the show that we think is going to be thought provoking, going to make us think and make people tune in and figure out like where you think our headers are basketball wise. So this one, we've had fill in the blank. We have had blind react and would you rather. This segment is start, bench, cut, the classic game. Do it at the barbershop. Do it with your friends in high school. Name some players, who you starting, who you benching, who you cutting. I got 8 for y'all today.
8?
I got 8 for y'all today.
Let's knock them out.
I was doing 6 and I was like, I just kept moving. I put 2 more and I was
That's that Fed stuff, always lying.
What?
Yo, we are out of yo.
I don't understand what
this whole episode is out of pocket.
Bro, I don't even get
You said 6. You don't mention anything else until now. Oh, I got 8, by the way.
Man, this is what it is. So look, before we move on, so we know why he apologized because he was black. Skip talk crazy and don't apologize for nothing. But without Shay, that show is trash. That's
Ulysses. There we go, Ulysses. We about to be. No, we're not about to be best friends. We about to be acquaintances.
So let's get.
He don't need no other best friend. He got one best friend, and that is good enough.
He said acquaintance.
But you got a best friend already.
I have one best friend, and Ulysses is my only best friend, and I take that very serious.
Is that who you was blowing kisses to at the beginning?
No, I was blowing kisses to somebody else, but that's that was a female, and my best friend is a male.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. So start bench cut.
But my best friend knows I do not play when it comes to that best friend title.
I love you.
You gotta love it, man. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and start it. I'm gonna say it. Start bench cut. We know what it is. All right. Let's get right to the first one. We'll go right into it, man. Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, LeBron James.
Why are you doing this?
Why are you doing this?
Bench
you starting violence early. Well, late kind of.
Had to. Start bench cut. Who you got? Will? Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, LeBron James.
Starting Giannis. Benching Bron. Cutting KD.
Ooh. Smoke season. Let's go, see. Talk to me. How you feeling?
Hold up.
Giannis cutting KD.
Hold up, because if you run this clip, I gotta explain why, because I don't want people on my joints. Giannis is a proven winner. Okay, LeBron is still LeBron, and I love KD. Everybody know KD, one of my favorite players. But right now, KD does not embrace the leadership quality, so I got to take the other two over him.
Look at you.
Don't mind your business, man. Go.
He don't want. He had to give the explanation. He don't want no smoke.
Hey, look, 20, 30 episodes ago, he was like, "Why are we talking about KD not being a leader?" I remember. I remember because I watched. Because
now he done came out and said it. And hold up, fam. I don't talk like that. So first of all, don't ever disrespect me. All right, and don't ever try to use my voice like that.
Why we not talking? Why are we talking like KD not a leader?
Man's got I had on, so now he just feel like he just the hardest rapper out. He could be disrespectful.
Hey man, dude, I can't. I'm out here in these streets for real, dog. Start bench cut. See, I'm gonna start with you. Zion Williamson, John Morant, Luka Doncic. Who you got? Start bench cut.
Start Luka. Bench Ja. Cut Zion.
Ooh. Okay. Tell me why Morant don't make your bench or your starter.
What? Repeat that.
I'm gonna say you cut Ja or Zion?
Zion.
You cut Zion. My apologies. So Zion.
That's why I was confused. I was like, what?
Yeah, my bad. Why does Zion not make it onto the bench or your starter? Tell me why.
It's Luka, right? Then you have Ja.
Your best friend cut Zion too. He said it's Luka and his Ja. I don't know what you're saying.
I haven't got enough consistency from Zion yet.
I like it. I like the answer. Will, just talk to me.
Same answer. And the reason is because Zion has not shown enough. He hasn't played enough games yet for me to go. I've seen Ja lead his team to a top 3 in the Western Conference, and I've seen Luka put up 60, 21, and like 20 or something like that. So
do the monster. Crazy good.
Zion's not consistent.
All right, start bench cut. Dwayne Wade, James Harden, Allen Iverson.
Oh.
Start bench cut. Well, I'm start with you.
This is easy.
I'm starting AI.
All of them in their prime, obviously. I mean, that should be expected.
Starting AI.
I'm starting AI. I'm benching Wade, and I'm cutting James.
Right. There's no. That was easy.
So say what you want to say about Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson took Tyrone Hill to the NBA Finals. If you don't know who Tyrone Hill is, go look up Tyrone Hill. And it's not even to say that he's a slouch, but Tyrone Hill was never like a super, like an all-star or anything of that nature. Allen Iverson did this on a Larry Brown team where the offense was focused on him, where the teams were literally cutting down on him consistently. His best his best teammate ever was probably, you can technically say Jerry Stackhouse, but there was like his second year, but it's probably technically Chris Webber, who was like 2 years past his prime at that point.
So what about the rest of his career?
The rest of whose career?
He gets a lot of love for 2001, bro.
Okay, you have to give Allen a lot of love for all those seasons. So he's 6 feet tall, and that's if that. 6 feet tall, he led the league in scoring. He's a multi-time steals leader. People literally cut that out and act like that doesn't matter. He played at a time where like it was literally big men, and then it was Kobe. Like he literally took the Sixer team and won against a team that should have went undefeated in the finals. If you want to look at the rest of his years, he was a 27. He was a 27-7-5 career average, and people try to make it seem like, oh, he just couldn't ball. No, he was a volume shooter because every team he played for, he never had a consistent coach. And Allen created a Hall of Fame career out of all of that. I love Dwayne. Dwayne is great, but Dwayne had too many down years in comparison to Allen. So it's not the same thing. Honestly, if it wasn't for George Karl laying behind, I think they really could have done something big in Denver.
I mean, we talking about a champion. We talking about a ring as well. In the first 3 years, even a seat, like that's impressive to me. Is that not impressive?
He also did it with Shaq at center, who Shaq was still averaging. Shaq was still averaging 20 and 10, bro. What are you talking about?
I'll go back and look at that. I don't remember.
Go back and look when Shaq got traded.
I remember Wade was a monster.
He was a monster, but you can't take away what Shaq did.
Exactly.
When he got that championship.
Allen never had that. You cannot name me. You cannot name me a memorable player that Allen played with that you could say was an amazing scorer.
I make the same argument for LeBron the first 7 years, and I get slapped in the face.
Here we go.
I get what you're saying.
Here we go. I've never had beef with
You're making a legitimate argument that I've
never had beef with that. The difference between Allen and LeBron is Allen stayed with his teams. He played with the teams that he had. That's not an argument.
You're right, and he never won.
Why are you bringing up LeBron? Nobody asked you about LeBron.
You're because you're making the same arguments I make for him.
That's not the same argument.
The first 7 years, I never had a coach, never had a consistent coach. This and that.
Big dog, we're talking career.
Give AI praise. Give AI praise for staying with, but he didn't win.
We are talking career.
I'm just saying.
But Miles, we're talking career. We're not talking first 7 years. We're talking about career.
I get what you're saying, but he was never. I look at AI like I look at Carmelo. Like there was nothing. You never wanted to change your game. You stayed and did what you wanted to do, and you ended up not getting anything.
Did you ever see Allen Iverson in the All-Star games?
Say it again.
Did you ever see Allen Iverson play in the All-Star games?
Yeah.
Did you see Allen Iverson play in college?
Georgetown, yes.
Okay, so if you saw those, there's no way that you could say he didn't want to change his game. It wasn't that he didn't want to change his game; it's that he couldn't. Larry Brown told him to go out and be a gunner. Larry Brown had said this in interviews. That's the reason why it's like that. So everybody's saying that Allen still gave you 6.5 assists on a team that couldn't shoot. His point guard Eric Snow was a career journeyman.
So what about
Are you
Denver?
serious?
What about Denver?
Okay, in his 2 years in Denver, him and Carmelo averaged 26 and 28. You know why they were held back? Because George Karl didn't like him, which is why the team ended up getting blown up a year and a half later. Anybody will tell you George Karl is a complete jerk. He blew up the Sonics. He blew up every team he go to. And now the man ain't got a job, and all he do is talk trash about people. And they always call him out for being inaccurate. Like, yo, let me tell you something. You're gonna do a lot of stuff. Exactly. Look at this. You listen, we friends now. You can do a lot of stuff.
I never said he didn't.
The one thing you never gonna do, you never gonna disrespect AI, and you never gonna disrespect the player from Philly. I don't care about nothing else. Move on, talk to see.
Don't discount Larry Hughes.
I agree. I said the same thing. I said AI Wade James. I said I'm Ray Richu.
And the only reason I didn't include Carmelo is because I don't feel like they had great time together, but they didn't have enough because George Karl was aching to trade for Chauncey Billups, and he traded Chauncey Billups away. Like, that makes sense, bro.
Even speaking of Melo, I'm gonna get right back to start bench cut. I saw a thing where he was supposed to go to Detroit in 2003. I was so sad when they took Darko. Like finding that out 19 years later, like they said, "Hey, we're going to pick you, and you're gonna go number 1." And they went and got Darko Milicic. Like that hurt my soul because Melo gets a ring. They may go back to back. They could have possibly went
for a 3-peat.
Right.
Yeah.
You thinking about it, like, wow, that's crazy.
Like imagine messing up that bad.
But he's coming off the bench though.
Oh yeah. But think about the value that you get from Chauncey, Tayshaun, Rip, Ben. Like your career changes. The trajectory of your career. Now, before we get into that, because that can be a whole nother conversation. Start bench cut. Next one. Will, I'm gonna start with you. Magic, Isaiah, Steph. Start bench cut.
Dang. Magic, Isaiah, Steph. Yo,
what? You're wildin'.
Magic, Isaiah.
Squad.
Okay, so Magic is still to me the greatest point guard of all time. Steph right now was number 2. Okay. And then I got to unfortunately cut Isaiah. But it is nothing against Isaiah. It's just look at what Steph is doing. Like, Steph is ridiculous.
You cut Isaiah?
I have to. I don't have a choice. Magic Johnson is on my Mount Rushmore.
I'll be the first to admit. When I was proven wrong on this because I saw Isaiah, but I didn't see Isaiah. So the conversation we had 25 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, when you were out of pocket.
And you were like, yo, just go look, right? I did my research and I was like, Lord Jesus. So it's crazy to me to see you do that. That's why I didn't think.
If y'all don't know, I'm Miles's basketball historian, so I teach him everything he knows. He just ain't learned enough yet.
You're silly, man. Silly out these streets. All right, see who you got. Magic, Isaiah, Steph.
See, agree with me, but she don't want to admit it yet.
I do, but that's like to cut Isaiah. That's terrible.
Crazy.
Next one, be too benched.
If you want to make it easier on yourself, you can do it by championships.
There you go. Yeah, I mean,
it's fine.
Nothing's working. All right, talk to me. Will Jokic, Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis. Start bench cut.
Embiid, Jokic.
In their prime. See, don't think about injury written AD. Tell me in his prime who you start bench cut.
We don't. In his prime, he's always injured.
Right. What do you mean?
Don't do that.
Embiid, Jokic, and AD. Y'all say what y'all want to say, but Joel Embiid is going to go down as one of the greatest centers of all time. He's literally a bigger version of Hakeem Olajuwon.
Lizzie said Curry. Curry got cut. Lizzie said Magic can play in the position on the floor. Steph illusionized the game. Zeke is the best known for being left. Watch out, bro. That's your boy. Talk to your boy.
I gotta argue with him tomorrow, bro. I'm not.
AD gets the cut.
Man, I really believe.
But you have Jokic and Embiid. How do you not cut you AD?
Yeah,
I hear you. I get what you're saying. I'm just.
Do you get what I'm saying?
When we hear AD, we just think of injuries. We're just like, okay, injuries. That's AD. Let me get somebody else.
I think it's
not even thinking about the injuries, but compared to what Jokic and Embiid has done.
Yeah,
I think it's time to give Joel his credit. The media.
I'm cutting Jokic. I would have cut Jokic. I would have started Joel. I would have bench AD and I cut Jokic.
Oh, you got you. Okay,
you're on violence.
I like offensive defense. Jokic to me is an offensive center, and I think Joel and AD give me top tier defense. That's just me. Whatever. All right, go to the next. Let me get to the comments before we go to the next one. Joel start. Lizzie got a second. Joel start. Joker bench. Said no, his team was the only one to stop MJ for real. Well, I mean, yeah, Detroit was hard, bro. Street clothes, wasted cat space. See, here's what I'm talking about. Stuff like this. Comments like, I get it, okay? Jeez. The only reason I said cut AD is because he was supposed to be number one, not 37, 38, bro. That's a big fact. You ain't lied. You ain't lied on that one, my boy. Next one. This will be more recent as well. Darius Garland, Trae Young, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Start bench.
Let's see go first.
See, talk to me.
Darius, Shai, I'm a cut Trae.
Why does Trae get so much hate? I don't understand.
Because Trae doesn't like to play basketball in the regular season. So I want someone that wants to play basketball all year round.
Wow. 28-10 Eastern Conference Finals appearance. Like Shai is doing what he's doing. He just started this season.
I don't care. I'd rather have that than if someone's saying that basketball is boring.
So you hate everybody on the Warriors team then? The Warriors says the regular season is boring. They trying to get to the playoffs.
But they will though. It's the Warriors.
Will, what you got, man? Talk to me. Wow. Darius Garland, Trae Young, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, bro.
I agree with C.
Oh my.
Darius Garland is like a young Isaiah Thomas to me. He's a leader. He's scrappy. Boy out there playing with a whole thick eye. Don't even care.
You're just from Atlanta. You ride Trey. Hop off.
Why is Trey
getting like
Darius to me just got here. Let's be real.
Let's be real
about it. Darius just got here. Shay just arrived. Trey is better. Like I would start Trey, bench Darius. I would start Trey, bench Shay, and cut Darius.
Do you see why are you cutting Darius and Darius is
trying to understand how what is Darius? Has he shown you consistency?
Darius right now's team is top 5 in the East
in the last three seasons.
Trey and them is chilling at the slutty vegan trying to get into the playoffs.
But we're talking about the player. I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about their records.
Okay,
average 28 and 9 the last 3 seasons.
You're a point guard. You got to lead, big dog, and that's not what's happening right now.
He just came out 2 years ago, Eastern Conference Finals.
I guess I'm trying to understand exactly who are you fighting for, because you got a Laker background and a Miami hat on. Woochie Wally isn't one Mike.
Everybody, I like good players. You choosing Darius over Trey is crazy.
Bandwagon bucket.
Let's go to the next one.
So how was that? Let's pull up the episode. Remember when we was talking about the Cavs and he was glorifying Darius? Glorifying
he's solid. But Trey's better. Why are we? That's not even an argument. Trey's better than Darius.
Go to the next one, brother. Go to the next one, brother.
Are y'all kidding?
You outvoted.
Both of y'all are tripping.
You outvoted.
Y'all don't like facts.
We don't like. No, you don't like facts.
Next one, start bench cut. Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Dirt and Whiskey. Start bench cut. Talk to me. So y'all hating on Trey.
Yo, bro, what is you on?
Right? Why would you do this? Wait, you said what? Tim Duncan,
Kevin Garnett, Dirt and Whiskey. Start bench cut. I told y'all I was gonna bring it.
Tim, Kevin, Dirt.
Yeah.
Tim, Kevin, Dirt.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan is the greatest power forward of all time.
All time.
I don't care what you say. Kevin Garnett is probably one of the most dominant two-way players we're ever going to see play the game. Yes. I love Dirk. Dirk is one of my favorite players of all time. But if I got to choose between the three of them, I got to choose.
He got to cut. He got to get cut.
Slower.
Yeah, he got to get cut.
Look at that, Ulysses. Look, you finally say something, man. Alexander Trey. I'm not putting this.
He said cut other dude. He didn't even say his name, bro.
Because I agree with him. Y'all tripping. So Trey been carrying the Hawks since he got into the league. Don't care how you doing it.
Don't you spell Trey with an A?
What'd you say?
So he might be talking about a different Trey. So I don't even count.
You all over the place tonight, my boy.
Right.
I can't put nobody before
so you was bigging him up a second ago. Now he crazy again?
Ain't put nobody before Timmy, bro. Can't do it.
Get out of here, man.
Nobody before Timmy. Last one. Shaq, Hakeem, Kareem, Shaquille O'Neal, Hakeem Olajuwon, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Start, bench, cut.
Kareem, Hakeem, Shaq.
Right, thank you.
Kareem, correct.
Kareem, Hakeem,
Shaq.
I don't think there's no disagree here. I think the collective.
I would hope not. At least on this one, I would hope there would be no disagree.
Y'all know how I feel about Shaq, or at least I think Will knows, because for me, I think he should have. What does he have? 4 rings. He had 3 plus 06 in Miami. He should have 5 or 6 rings, like no question. But to me, if the work, like what he did after leaving Kobe, to me was just absolutely crazy. You already know how I feel about that.
But he got abused by Hakeem one of them times he tried to win a ring. So
in the 90s, yeah, it was. I mean, Hakeem's he's just Hakeem.
Hakeem to me is my GOAT center, but I will never disrespect Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's not happening.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it whatsoever, man. Look, appreciate y'all tapping in for real. It is what it is, as always, man. Thank y'all for supporting. Thank y'all. Like, comment, share, do what you got to do. Get it out to the masses. Got clips coming always on social media. Full 94 podcast on Twitter or Instagram, as well as TikTok. Make sure to check us out. Tap in with us. Get on there and comment, man. Talk. I'm definitely putting more stuff on there, more thought-provoking stuff. Getting a lot of love on TikTok right now, so we're definitely gonna keep playing that. But yeah, man, just continue to tap in with us for real. We'll just how to get in contact with you, bro.
Mr. Teddy Farrow on all platforms and all that. You know what I'm saying? Gotta love it.
See.
Sports Talk with C on all platforms, baby.
Got to love it. Make sure to check out the show, support the team. Full 94 here on MTNV Sports. Tap in as always. Y'all be easy. Boy. Internet broadcast.
User going in.
God bless.
User going to that meeting.
I think I gotta get off. It hasn't ended the broadcast yet. It's just